My name is Buster Ratliff, and I am the Development Director for the Panhandle-Plains Historical Museum. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a very important person with many leather-bound books in my apartment. Smells of rich mahogany. Actually, I'm not that important. Besides a Bible or two, I don't have zero leather-bound books. My apartment does smell of rich mahogany, but that is another story for another time. Today, I want to talk about, outside of a few family heirlooms, my most prized personal collection, and that's my book collection. Books are a huge part of my life. They always weren't. When I was a kid, my parents made me read for 30 minutes a night, and I hated it. I told them I hated it. I told them I hated them, but it became my passion, and I still read every day to this day. And I will read everything and anything, and I read about 3 to 5 books at a time. Right now, these are the 5 books I'm currently reading, so it'll be anything from professional development to personal research, just a fun topic I'm looking at, to fiction. But I read about 75 to 85 books a year. The collection is over 450 some odd books. I give away a lot of books that I have read. I loan them out. So honestly, don't know how big the collection is just because I don't have it all here. And I quit counting because why? But I will literally read anything and all kinds of topics. So I'll read spiritual issues like from John Shelby Spong, Rob Bell, Eckhart Tolle, Don Miguel Ruiz. I'll look at professional development like from Brene Brown or Simon Sinek. I like autobiographies. Groucho Marx, Memoirs of a Mangy Lover. Read this book. You will laugh. Groucho is one of the funniest people ever. To the authority on the hero and hero in literature. Joseph Campbell's The Hero of a Thousand Faces is an incredible book. But I like all kinds of fiction too. So there's Nick Hornby. Mario Puzo's The Godfather is probably still one of the best stories ever written. Neil Gaiman's one of the best fantasy authors. Christopher Moore writes brilliantly funny books. To poetry, I like E.E. Cummings. E.E. Cummings is one of my favorite authors. But in the few minutes I have left, I want to talk about some of my favorite books. So, first off, comic books. That's a gateway drug to books. Don't let anybody ever tell you that a comic book is not literature and is not worthy of a book collection, because they are. This was the very first comic book I ever owned. I still have it. I still read it ever so often just for the memories. It's still good. So, comic books are important. Graphic novels, Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. It completely changed the genre on its head. Every modern interpretation of Batman is based off of that graphic novel. So to me, it's important because Batman is the man. Now, autobiography I really enjoyed recently is Pete Holmes' Comedy, Sex, God. He is not calling himself a comedy, sex, God. He discusses comedy, sex, and God. I got it because I like his stand-up and I think his podcast is funny. I did not expect it to be a thought-provoking book that it is. So, you can't go wrong with this book. You'll laugh, you'll think, and what else can you want in a book? Thich Nhat Hanh, and I just completely butchered his name, but Living Buddha, Living Christ is an incredible book, and also a secret. If a book has pages like that, that is a superior book in my life. I don't care if it's leather bound. If the pages are like that, the book is a winner. This book is a winner, even though, plus it has those pages, so how can you go wrong? Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist is probably the most perfect story I've ever read. If you ever ask me what book you should start reading, it will always be The Alchemist. That will be the one I always start with. Now, my favorite mystery author is Dashiell Hammett. I think he completely changed the game. Any modern mystery writer owes their livelihood and their writing style to Dashiell Hammett. The Maltese Falcon is my favorite book of his. And in all his books, what makes a great mystery book is you don't know what's going to happen until the very last page. And that's what a good mystery book should be. So, that one's good. My all-time favorite series is The Three Musketeers. It depends on how it's translated out of French. It can go anywhere from 3 to 6 books. It always starts with The Three Musketeers. It always ends with The Man in the Iron Mask. But this is my favorite series. Every 2 or 3 years, I will completely reread the series. It has everything that you could want in a book. It has action, it has adventure, it has mystery, it has intrigue, it has romance, it has politics, it has religion, it has bromance. It has it all. And I honestly think that D'Artagnan, Athos, Aramis, and Porthos are 4 of the best literary characters ever created. So, today is World Book Day. So, why don't you grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of hot tea, a good glass of wine, some good whiskey, some scotch. It doesn't matter. Grab something, grab a book, and for 30 minutes, let's read and escape together.